yourself think.
Bloom plays the ball through to Buckley. 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's done it again. Will Buckley.
Brighton are still strong enough they can yet grab the initiative. Here's Grealish. Will he try a shot? He's trying it for Stevens. 2-2.
Put your hands up for Brighton.
Superb from Jimmy Case.
Put your hands up for Brighton.
And he goes in towards the back post.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's an important save.
Buckley conspiring with Lopez, who delivers. Chesney came but didn't get there. And this one counts.
All came all the way through to Alex Ray. Fine save and an even better one.
Brighton players pushed forward.
Oh, it's a beautiful goal. It's looking for Cross. It's in the back for Brighton.
Oh, that's one towards. Finishing is magic.
Oh, Asamoah is in.
Brighton are in front.
It's the stuff of dreams.
Brighton.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Amex Stadium on this beautiful spring evening for Brighton and Hove Albion under-21s versus Charlton Athletic under-21s. I'm Steve Pyke, your commentator for tonight, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Bob Booker. Evening, Bob.
Evening, Steve. How you doing, pal?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Lovely evening, like you say, so looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Bob, the under-21s are in patchy form, having lost 5 of their last 6 in all competitions. There's a few familiar faces in the lineup tonight, though. What do you expect to see from them this evening?
Well, the games I've seen in recent weeks, that what has been good, and it's not one of those where it's sacked the manager because they've lost 5. It's all about performances at this stage of the progression of these players in this squad. So the manager will be looking, the team will want to win because it boosts confidence and it makes the players feel good. But predominantly it's about the performance of the players individually and collectively. And he will be looking at the DVDs, the footage after the games, sitting down with the players individually or collectively, showing them where they've gone wrong, showing where they've made mistakes. And this is the place to put it right early on in their career so they can learn and progress. So he'll be looking for progression from each player. And a lot of these players, like I've seen, I'm seeing on quite a regular basis now, and a nice pattern of play from each individual player and collectively as a team as well.
Excellent. So who should we particularly be looking out for? Obviously Craig Mackail-Smith's getting a run out this evening, but any other players caught your eye in recent weeks?
Well, in recent weeks, the big centre-half, Glenn Raya, he's sort of really stood out for me. The back four's been pretty steady, apart from Chicksen coming in tonight. Dallison's been steady. I've seen quite a bit of Hunt, a little bit of Richards. You say Craig Mackail-Smith, who's looking to get more than 70 minutes tonight. Been quite impressed with the young lad Muitt as well, he's been quite a regular. So, you know, and the Starkey, they've all had little bits about them. Particularly last week, the lad Asmundsson done really well, got in a lot of good tackles, got himself around the pitch, passed it, played it simple. He's a good shape, good athlete. So it's another big test tonight. You know, we're not sure how the Charlton team are going to line up, but you know, probably an interesting game.
Excellent. We think Brighton will line up in a 4-3-3 with Mackail-Smith leading the line and Maguire-Drew and Muitt either side of him, and then Richards, Asmundsson and Starkey in midfield. Hunt, Dallison, Rear and Chicksen, as you say, across the back four. So it's quite an attacking lineup, isn't it, a 4-3-3? Yeah,
similar sort of pattern to the first team. It will be worked on that, and the manager, Simon, will be, you know, in training. He'll be progressing these lads. If they did get a taste of the first team, you know, they're half up to know what the first team's doing in the layout and the shape of everything. So pretty much first team style. And again, it's just about practicing. I'm looking forward to seeing Craig again tonight. He got a good 70 minutes in the other game. Looks like he's moving well. He just needs minutes under the belt, really.
Here we go then. Early touch for Charlton's keeper Beeney. Knocks it out to the left back. And played into feet. But Brighton intercept. There'll also be an early touch for Ankergren. Be a familiar face, of course, to those of you who watch the first team, although he hasn't had much game time this season, with Thomas Kuszczak being excellent as always. Yeah, it'd be nice to have get himself into a match situation, like you say. He hasn't played in the last 3 or 4 games that I've seen at this level, so it'd be nice for him to have 90 minutes. So apart from just in training, you really need to be playing matches, so he'll probably be pleased about that. Free kick for Brighton in the centre circle, and Charlton player's gone down here, just clutching his ankle by the looks of it. Just quickly, while the ball's out of play, Steve, just might be interesting just to mention to the viewers, obviously we have Tim Humphrey up here. You're here tonight, first time met you tonight, but you've told me about your role at the club. Just briefly touch on that, because it's quite an interesting one. Yeah, indeed. Thanks. I usually commentate on the first team every home game, and I've been doing it for about 7 years now. So from the Deen to the Amex, and it's radio commentary for the blind and partially sighted. So yeah, I'm up here for every home game, and any blind and partially sighted fans who want to grab a receiver from the ticket office can come and do that, and I'll give them a full 90-minute commentary. Very descriptive. I don't usually get to commentate with yourself, so it's really nice to be alongside someone, because usually I go for the full 90 minutes and it's quite exhausting. So not quite so much talking tonight. Exactly. And again, you've probably noticed the difference in facilities from your Deen days leading up to this now. So well, this is a superb stadium, and it on nights like this particularly looks absolutely beautiful. Perfect for the passing game that Brighton want to encourage. Yep. Clearance by Charlton there into touch. Adam Chicksen takes the throw back to Ankergren, who comes out of his area. Shows off his technical ability with a little chest and thigh control, and back to Chicksen. Well, that's it. All goalkeepers, you know, that's all part of their remit now, and they're almost another player, Steve, aren't they? You know, and almost a back 5 player with both feet and, like you say, chest in it and things like that. So it's all part of the remit now for a goalkeeper. Yeah, they've got to be able to play. Loose touch from Asmundsson there, not like him. Just looking down at his boots, making sure he's got the right ones on, I imagine. Another long ball forward by Charlton. Neither side have really got to grips with it as yet. Just finding each other out. Maybe a chance here for Muitt to get down the right-hand side. Looks to attack the full-back. 2 with him, though. Willing to take him on, but he's maybe won a corner. No, that's well stopped by the Charlton defender. Done the right thing there, because he forced the full-back into the corner, and that's the important bit then, not to make a foul. Be like, you know, get something out of it. In this case, he got a throw in, so that's great. Crossing opportunity potentially now. Goes back inside to Asmundsson. Brighton have lost possession again. Although Chicksen's alert and prevents Charlton getting any worthwhile possession. Playing quite deep, Charlton. Initially sort of noticing it.
Yeah, they're all backing off, aren't they? Just leaving leaving the number 9 up front. Like I say, getting 2 banks of 4 there, or 4 and a 5.
All of their players back in their own half momentarily. Chicksen flicked in field. Good challenge though on the edge of the box, snuffing out the danger. And Charlton have won a free kick. Knock back to the keeper, Jordan Beeney. Plays it straight back to the full-back. Brighton in no rush to close him down, but doesn't have much ahead of him. Long ball's really the only way to go, and that's pretty aimless. Easy for Ankergren, who rolls it out to Ray. Punt down the line, Muitt.
See that similar pattern again, don't you know? Going into midfield, switching the play.
As you say, Bob, it's how the first team like to play, so they're obviously being encouraged to play in a similar way. Possible chance here? No, it's going to run out. But that's the way clubs really need to operate now. If you've got an academy system, you want to be developing the young players to play in the same way as the first team, so that when they get their chance in the first team, like players like Rowan Ince this season and Solly March, they're ready. They know exactly what's expected of them.
Absolutely.
And you can see how they've made the transition to the first team with great success this season. So surely these players here will be looking at that and saying, you know, we could get a chance under Oscar Garcia.
Well, listen, you know, if you're good enough, you're young enough. It's all about just talent, really, isn't it? You know, I'm a great believer in that. If someone's holding their own, you look at the likes of Lewis Dunk, who got into the first team and predominantly quite early, and has held his own and become really a first team squad player.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, if you put your head to it as a young player, especially these days coming up in Brighton Football Club, you've got the new stadium, you've got the new training ground. You know, as a young local footballer from Sussex now, it certainly is the place to be, I can imagine. Must be really exciting for someone, especially this year, if you're just being taken on as a scholar and you're going to start at that new training ground straight from school. You know, that must be unbelievable.
Charlton having their first really meaningful spell of possession here. They're keeping the ball quite well. Better movement, and they surge from midfield here, and options to the left, a shooting chance, but scuffed the shot rather, and Ankergren held that comfortably.
Didn't quite go with it, did he, Daniel?
He didn't. Nice little burst from midfield and skip round one. Possibly the better option was to play it out to his left, where there was space, but eager to take a shot. There's Chicksen nodding it into midfield for Asmundsson. Charlton have it on the left-hand side. Again, going to attack the full-back, Robert Hunt, with an excellent challenge. He watched that all the way. Yeah. Wasn't going to let him pass, but Charlton do have a throw.
Good challenge, actually. I mean, if you're going to go to ground and you're a full-back, then you need to make sure, don't you? Because if you go to ground and he just nips it over you, you're out the game.
There are acres of space behind him there as well.
So he's got to be spot on with the timing of a tackle if you're going to stretch and go down low and lose your footing. That's a free kick, surely.
Yeah, he went in strongly on Mackail-Smith there.
Quick feet from Starkey, got us out of it.
And Brighton bring it away with Chicksen available down the left-hand side. Bit of space to run into. One ahead of him. Asmundsson's offering in the middle, but Chicksen wasted possession, and Charlton once again look long towards Sho-Silva. He can't keep it. And Brighton have it back. Ankergren launches it. Mackail-Smith, who thankfully seems okay after that rather heavy challenge. Probably the kind of challenge he needs to get him back into the swing of things.
Well, that's it. I mean, I've been there and had the injury that Craig has had. It was many years ago, cruciate ligament, and times have moved on since then. It is a long, drawn-out injury. As I say, he has been moving well in recent weeks, and I've seen him a couple of times before home games down in the dressing room, and he's itching to get back before the end of the season. But he's got to be careful, because it might be one where he just sees these development games out and then gets a real good pre-season under him, and he should be up and running then. So whether he gets a little taste of the subs bench or something near the end of the season, that would be great. But I wouldn't be rushing if I was the team at the moment. But
no, because I think Brighton have been struggling for goals in recent weeks, so the temptation must be there to throw him in. But it's sensible what they're doing, just building up his match fitness.
Yeah.
He's in the box now, waiting for a cross, but once again, Brighton failed to get it into the area. And Charlton can bring it away. They've just grown in confidence as the minutes have ticked by in this first half, starting to get a few more bodies forward. It's a neat pass into midfield and a nice turn, finding Daniel. First time flick though doesn't find its target. Mackail-Smith offering to feet, but Asmundsson.
That's nice.
Out to the left for Chicksen. As you said, Asmundsson, he looks busy. He looks like he wants the ball. Here is a crossing chance, but
the last game here against QPR, he worked extremely hard, and we did have a man in the match. Well, I normally give a man in the match at the end of the game, so I might let you do that tonight. But last week it was Raya, but Asmundsson really did show out for me. So I'm expecting the same from him tonight.
Well, he started well this evening. Brighton attack now down the right-hand side with Hunt.
That's nice.
Muitt flicking it away from his marker, looking to take him on again. And a crossing chance, really good ball in.
Yeah, done well.
Flicked away at the expense of a corner.
So he's very, very positive, Muitt. That's what I like about him. You know, when he gets the ball, you can almost feel that he's going to do something positive. He doesn't sort of get it and then think about what he's doing. He gets it, he makes his mind up. Yeah, let the ball run across him. Got down, got half a yard and got a really good ball in.
It's good to see, isn't it? Trust in his pace and his ability, and he knew if he shifted it to one side, he'd be able to whip a cross in. Unfortunately for Brighton, it was intercepted, but they got a second chance here. Here comes the corner. Low and didn't beat the first man. Might get another chance. Back it goes to Hunt. He's going to cross it in from deep. That's a decent-looking cross,
That
but
was a good ball.
Flicked away, and can Charlton break?
Defenders
There's
down.
There's an injury here, maybe a head injury as well. The physio.
Osborne.
Yeah, it's Osborne who's gone down, Bob.
Yeah.
But he looks okay, thankfully. Might just be a bit dazed.
Just going talking about the youngsters or the under-21s or this sort of group. You know, I remember in my younger days as youth team manager, and that I used to say to the young lads, you know, sometimes you might only have to show out for about 20 minutes, and that will spur the manager above you that's watching and thinking, you know, that lad's got a little bit. You know, sometimes that's all it takes. So you've got to be on your toes and try and put in some good performances. But again, if you just come on as a substitute or you're only getting a small bit part, you need to show out as soon as you can, just to turn the coach's eye and think, yep, there's something to build on there, like, you know. So
how difficult is that to do? Because as a young player, you want to perform as an individual, so you want to really show what you can do individually, but obviously you've still got to play as part of the team within the team structure. So I mean, how difficult is that as a young player?
You've got to have a strong mentality. You've got to be strong in your mind and believe in your own ability. You know, some players can go out there and be really, really quiet and still get through the game. You know, and you see that in the top pros, like, you know, some need to be more verbal.
Long ball here, just headed clear. But following up, possible chance for Charlton. Decent control, but defender was straight out to him. Although on the overlap is Pyke, and he's got space for a low cross that was well intercepted by Chicksen, I think. And Charlton now have a corner. Sorry, Bobby, I cut you off there.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's just that, you know, believe in your own ability and wanting to be the best at what you do in your position, and you know, you've got to get rid of all the other distractions. You know what the other players are doing. You know, you've got to be really focused as a young professional footballer to get on in the game these days. If you get on and show out well, you know, you can make a good living at it, you can make a good career, and you can be set up for life. But it's how bad you want it, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think you're a good player or you're going to be a good player? You know what I mean?
Here's Daniel with the corner for Charlton. Takes it short, gets it straight back, creates a different angle for the cross, loops it in. Ankergren chooses to punch away and gets good distance on the punch.
Yep.
Knew that was a clear area of the pitch to punch into, so a lot of fans get frustrated when keepers punch it out, but I think it's okay when you know where you're punching it into.
You know, like you said, the magic
Long
word.
ball, Ankergren's got to come for this one.
You said the magic word, distance, you know.
Yeah.
Whether it's a single punch or double-handed punch, as long as you get it out there and it doesn't go straight up in the air and it becomes a fight ball amongst centre-halves and centre-forwards, get some distance on it. Same with the parries as they parry the ball out. You saw Kuszak on Saturday parry some out really wide.
Yeah. Asmundsson just failing to control it in the centre circle, but Muitt will pick it up. Coming in off the right-hand touchline, he has, and he's going to drive at the Charlton defence again. He's done really well away from two, and he's frustrated because the referee's pulled it back.
That is frustrating. That's what you want, consistency, because he's not falling over, is he, Muitt? He's got forward, and he was on a good run, Now, really, you know, we've come back 10, 15 yards where we was like nearly outside the box because of the referee's decision.
As you said, he was completely balanced. He was away, and options in front of him. Brighton have had to go back again, and in fact, they've lost possession. And there's a ball over the top, and that's a really decent-looking ball. Ankergren's rushed to meet it, and he's done well. Judged it perfectly.
Again, reading the game as a back player there, isn't it? You know, he's not just stood on his line or in the 6-yard box. Although he's not involved, really important that goalkeepers, what we call walk the game and read the game, or even talk the game.
Charlton have it at the back with Harry Osborne. Out to the right for Pyke. And infield to Gerard. Charlton quite cautious in their play, but they found a few gaps there, and forward they come. Nice ball on the overlap. Shooting chance across goal. It's hit the post. It's come back out. Brighton still haven't cleared it.
I think you've got a bit of a touch on it, Steve, to be honest, Ankergren. I think you just got a slight touch on it.
If so, that was an excellent save. Yeah. It's almost from nowhere. I was talking about how patient Charlton were being, but pacey move down the right-hand side really exposed Brighton on that left. The cross into the box, nodded down, but that's comfortable for Ankergren. So the first real chance of the game goes Charlton's way.
Yeah, good strike.
Came back off the post.
Sometimes they just hit the inside of the post around. They hit the inside and nestled themselves in, but fortunately for Brighton, that one came out the other way.
And they can settle themselves again. And perhaps look to get Muitt in down the right. That's a long ball for Mackail-Smith, tussling with the centre-back. And intercepted well by Charlton and Osborne.
They've settled a bit now, haven't they, Charlton?
They have. They made a slow start. Brighton looked to get at them straight away, but it looks like Muitt down the right-hand side is their best outlet at the moment. But Charlton down the right-hand side too have pace, and Asmundsson looking to rob the defender in a dangerous area. Evina does lose it, and here's Mackail-Smith out to the right for Muitt, but he just sold him a little short.
Look at him working back though. Great work rate by the lad. Well done.
Did really well.
Good lad.
Charlton throw.
That's what I like in young play. You know, when they lose the ball, their reaction, do they just turn around and jog back and shrug their shoulders and blame somebody else? Or do they turn around and get after the thing, which Muitt done there? So them little things really impressed me in a young player. He's hungry.
Yeah, it was good to see, especially after Mackail-Smith had sold him short with the pass. He could have just stopped and waited to see what happened, but he got back at them. Here come Charlton again. Big gaps between midfield and defence. Oh, and he skipped round his man. There's a real chance here. Charlton just wide. That was a big chance for Charlton.
Again, it all started with a really straight ball from Tom Dallison, didn't it? Straight into midfield. And if you're going to punch that into someone straight in midfield, the fellow who's receiving it, in this case, I think it was Starkey, he needs information. Has he got to get hold of it and lay it off? Can he turn? You know, does he come off at an angle? So then straight ball straight into midfield are really got to have a ball and a message, what we call the ball and a message, as he pays it in, gives some information to the players receiving it. Especially if he hasn't had time to look around behind him to what's going on, he needs to know.
And they open them up just quite quickly there, and it was a shooting chance on his right for Parzyszeck. He just dragged it, didn't really catch hold of it. He was looking for that far corner. Again, thankfully for Brighton, it went the other side of the post. Here's Mackail-Smith now with a chance to run at the Charlton defence. Out to the right-hand side where Muitt waits. Muitt on the corner edge of the area, cuts inside, and again, willing to attack his man, dragged his shot, and it's a goal kick, but
that was the perfect example. He done a great little run to start with. He was running towards Craig. He saw Craig got the ball, so he pulled off the shoulder, but then he'd made his mind up. He knew that he was going to attack him on the inside and try and get a shot on the left-hand side. He didn't think about it afterwards. He made his mind up and just done it. So better connection, and he would have brought a save out of the goalkeeper, but nice and positive again from Muitt.
Jordan Beeney takes the goal kick for Charlton. As yet, he's been rather untroubled in goal, but the game is warming up nicely. A couple of Brighton players there getting in each other's way. Another Charlton player down. Levander Pyke, the fullback. They've had a few injuries in this first half. But again, he looks okay, just getting to his feet. The physio runs on just to make sure he's okay.
I expect you've noticed the difference in the atmosphere tonight. You normally do it with a packed stadium of 27, 28,000. It's quite different up here tonight, isn't it? But still enjoyable because, you know, it's great just sitting here, and we're right on the top of the West Stand here, looking down on the pitch.
It's a very different vantage point from where I usually sit, which is just below.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you actually just before kick-off that it's nice to be up high, and you can see the patterns of play far easier.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it's sometimes quite difficult when you sit closer, and you can't quite judge the depth perception when a big crossfield pass, you don't know if it's going in or out.
Yeah.
But
you can see the whole thing up here, can't you?
it really is a spectacular stadium from up here as well. Brighton have it again with Hunt. Infield it goes. Muitt chesting it down.
Again with the boys up here, like the filming the game for the club, you know, great vantage point to show the players that from this camera angle to see where they are situated on the pitch when a move happens or a mistake happens.
Mackail-Smith teasing his marker, but getting into tough spot. Muitt with a crossing chance.
Great ball.
Decent
what a great
ball. That teased the keeper. Didn't know whether to come for that one.
Well, that's something that Craig or the likes of Gerard would have liked to go on. That was a really terrific ball from Muitt there. He picked his spot. I've been really impressed with him tonight already.
It was just a shame that Mackail-Smith was lying down on the edge of the penalty area after.
Took a bit of a whack, didn't he, on the face. He was holding his chin. Tried to get through two Charlton players. Outswinger now for Brighton.
Here it comes, left-footed. Towards the penalty spot. Good corner again, but Charlton will clear, and a chance to break. Oh, and it's out to the right-hand side, and there's about 5 on 1. 5 on 1, and into the middle, and a real chance to score. He's dinked it over the keeper, and they have finished it this time. Charlton lead. Ankergren came out. Got a decent touch on it, to be fair, first time, but...
That was a quick break. So that's the sort of thing you can go straight back onto the VT after the game. The manager can sit down and say, listen, we had a corner. How were we marked up at the back? Did we have 2 on 1? Did we have 3 on 2? All of a sudden, we've all squeezed forward, or Brighton have all squeezed forward. We've looked up, and it's 5 on 1. Now that can't be right, can it, in the manager's eyes? And now that he can focus on that, he can pick that out. He can go to the stats boys. Listen, we'll sit down, we'll watch that, and that's how you put it right. So it's all about making mistakes at this sort of stage in your career and putting them right and seeing it on tape and dealing with it.
And it was good hunger from the Charlton players as well. They spotted the opportunity, and then, as you say, 5 of them pouring forward, desperate to get on the end of it. It's one of those where you're screaming for the ball and saying, "Pick me out."
Well, he had a choice, didn't he?
He did.
It ended up going to Munns, didn't it? Who had the first initial little dink against Ankergren, and he took the pace off it, and then it dropped down, and
then Gerard finished it off.
He finished it off,
rolling it in. So Brighton with work to do here. Muitt on the right. He thought he kept it in, but assistant on this near side disagreed, and Charlton have the throw. Fullback Cedric Evina will take it. Poke forward. Charlton thought they should have had a free kick. Instead it comes out to Muitt on the right. 3 around him. But gets it to the fullback Hunt. And then into the centre-backs, and they can spread it from right to left.
Yep.
Chicksen has it again. He's going to come infield into the centre circle. Neat pass between 2 defenders. And the long ball, far too long though for Hunt. What have you made of Adam Chicksen this season? He's obviously been brought in, and he hasn't had much game time for the first team.
No, not as much as he'd like, but I thought he struggled the first couple of games, to be honest with you. But he'd come from MK Dons and struggled to get up to with the pace of the game here at Brighton. But then he come in and done particularly good in a couple of bigger games, and they're good performances. He's definitely got a bit of pace about him. So one for the future. Nice left foot. So he'll be being monitored.
I think anyone would struggle to dislodge Stephen Ward from the team, because he's been an excellent signing after Wayne Bridge last season.
Yep.
Stephen Ward has come in, and he's been an excellent signing, but it'd be nice to see a bit more of Chicksen in the first team.
Yeah. That's it. The lads that have had a little taste, like the likes of Chicksen now, they've got to be looking at the end of the season thinking, right, I'm going to come back, I'm going to have a hell of a pre-season, I'm going to get myself double fit, I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to really push to get in this first team.
Robert Hunt knocking it for Mackail-Smith, trying to get there, but he's been well marshalled by Harry Lennon so far, who must relish marking someone like Craig Mackail-Smith. Must be great for a young player just to say, right, I'm marking him tonight. I'm going to make sure he doesn't get much out of the game, and he's done that well so far.
And plus, I mean, Craig will only be as good tonight as his touches or the service to him is. You know, if he needs good service to centre forward. It's, you can run and chase and Harris as much as you like, but you still need to get the ball. You still need the service at some stage into your feet or into the channel where you're going to beat the centre half or the full-back.
Raking ball out to the left, and it's gone out of play. Maybe a little bit over-ambitious. A Charlton throw.
This is the time where you just keep them penned in now.
And Brighton have committed a few forward.
Regain possession, which we've done. Richards
touching it back. Infield is Ray. And into Muitt, who's just crept in off that right touchline to pick up possession. Wants it again down the right-hand side. Gets it again, and he's going to trust his pace. Don't think he's going to get there, but
I like the fact that he's already thought about what he wanted to do before the ball come in. Do you see that? He realised, right, I'm going to knock it past with one movement and try and catch him out. So he's thinking ahead all the time, which is impressive.
A few little step-overs with his left foot. Almost headed the ball on the ground there. And Charlton have cleared their lines.
Yeah, done enough on the big number 9.
Dallison. Out to Chicksen. Into his favoured left foot, and then infield for Ray. Hunt down the line. Here's Mackail-Smith. Finding a bit of space. Gives it to Muitt. Keeps that in well. With the cross. That one's a bit deep. And out for a goal kick. Had to stretch to get there, and wanted to hit a first-time cross.
Got his head up though. Again, probably the first thing he's done. Slightly off balance. Put it behind. He's frustrated with himself. I like that as well. He's apologising as well to Asmundsson, who was coming in on the far post.
Yeah, it was good to see Asmundsson come in on the far post, because Mackail-Smith had to drift to the right to pick the ball up. So you need the midfielders to...
Spot on, you need to recognise that, especially if we're just playing from one up front. Craig ends up getting in the channels, like you say, one of the midfield players, Richards, Starkey or Asmundsson, they need to become that centre forward. Or even Maguire-Drew on the other side. He can come in as the centre forward once Craig's come out the other side.
Here is Maguire-Drew, infield to Asmundsson. Chance perhaps to run, went for...
Kicked the ground a bit there.
Yeah, I think he was looking for an outside of the boot pass. The spectacular through ball. If it had come off, it would have looked lovely, but he ended up kicking the ground, unfortunately. And Charlton have it back. And a long ball forward, looking for Sho-Silva, who's been good on the right-hand side for Charlton. He was at the heart of the break for their goal.
Decent ball.
That's a very good ball out to the left. Good Koch. And into feet again. Charlton popping it about quite nicely now in midfield. Mixing it up with some short first-time passes, and then cross-field as well. Muitt back there again, did well.
Done his defensive work there, which is nice to see. Got back and helped his full-back out. Hunt.
Come Charlton again. Control it inside the area, and it's cleared to Mackail-Smith with a neat touch.
It's a great laugh.
Muitt looks out to the left where he finds Chicksen. Chicksen took that beautifully on his instep. Mackail-Smith just asking a little bit too much of Maguire-Drew on the left.
Could have just shortened that one down to Chicksen there. Kept possession.
Muitt looked in field for Asmundsson, but was fouled as he completed the pass. And Brighton have a free kick. Just a reminder that season tickets for next season are on general sale from tomorrow. Full details on seagulls.co.uk. Another exciting season in store for the first team, I'm sure. Poor free kick that didn't clear the first man, and Charlton can perhaps break again, although maybe they could. Here's Koch out to the right hand side. He's looking for Sho-Silva, who's got forward again well. Crossing opportunity, gets it in, good ball as well, and it flicked off a Brighton player, was then headed over the bar, came off a Brighton man, and it's a corner.
Again, that came from our free kick.
Yeah.
And you hit the magic words, miss the first man. Get it over him. Even if it's better off to go through to the keeper than fell short like we did and the defender just heads it. You more or less got to go for goal, because all of a sudden now they've had a chance on goal and it's a corner.
Yeah, Brighton, it's good to see them committing bodies forward for those free kicks and those corners, but they have to, beat the first man, as you say. They've got to get the ball in there. There's been a couple of nice crosses, but otherwise they've let themselves down a little. They have cleared the Charlton corner though, and maybe can break themselves, although Charlton have won it back well with Pyke. Pyke down the right, he gives it away. Lovely touch, couldn't quite bring it under control. Chicksen now has it, and it's Courtney Richards looking to the right-hand side. Mackail-Smith. Chance to attack the centre-back from a wide position. And he's gone down in the area. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty.
Yeah.
Defender did definitely put his leg out to try and block any cross, but I'm not sure. He took him down there. Anyway, it's a goal kick, which Beeney will take. But that's better. That's the kind of service you were talking about for Mackail-Smith.
That's where Craig likes it. He likes that, that one down the channel, just inside the penalty area, that he can run onto, preferably because of his pace and his movement. That's the one he likes, Again, he's done well to get on the ball. Probably there, his sharpness is a little bit behind at the moment in them sort of situations where he just struggled to get half a yard to get his crossing or his shot. But listen, that only comes with getting minutes under your belt in these games. You can't replicate match football just by training day in and day out and thinking you're fit and getting fit. It's a completely different fitness, match fitness, to training fitness. Yeah, heart rate and things like that. You can be fit and you can be strong, but it's just something about playing football.
Yeah.
And match situation which is completely different to training.
And he's clearly enjoying the challenge tonight. He's getting in some good positions, and you saw him again there. He was putting his arm up. He wanted the ball.
Yep.
Played long in behind the centre back.
I mean, with someone like Craig Mackail-Smith, who's a bit like myself, played at non-league level early on in your career, even at this stage now, he knows what it means to be a professional footballer. He's hungry for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get a bit blasé about it. You come straight from school, straight into pro football, and it gets a little bit, I'll just tag along to tick along in the reserves. But Craig knows what it's like to be out there and what I call work in the real world and have a job before football, so he's always going to be hungry. He's got a great attitude.
It's opened up for Chicksen here down the left-hand side. He's cut in field and bent it across with his weaker right foot, but that's been intercepted, and Charlton once again flooding forward after initially it was Brighton who had the cross. Although Brighton now have bodies back. Charlton still have possession.
Played a 1-2 of himself.
He got in a muddle. There's Courtney Richards, now Muitt. Probably Brighton's best performer in this first half so far. Asmundsson joins down the right-hand side. Mackail-Smith, decent hit, and it's come back to him, and he might score. Oh, it's off the... I thought it was going to hit the post. Cleared, though, on the line.
Great move from Brighton. Still got possession.
Still in on the far side. In comes the cross. Comes out to Muitt. Muitt did well to keep it, although he's been caught. And the head ref just having a look to see how hurt he is. Richards continues the game.
He went in bravely, to be fair, Muitt, and because he went to ground, the big centre-half come through and caught him on the head with the studs.
They've now put the ball out.
Yeah, good shots from Craig there, wasn't it? It's typical, darted away, got on the near post.
Hit it first time as well.
Yep. Well, the beauty of that is, as long as the cross has got pace, all you need to get is a good connection, and you're just helping it along its way towards the goal, which it did. And he had a second bite at the cherry, didn't he? And just tried to roll it over the goalkeeper, and the fullback just got back there in time and cleared the ball. Good chance, though.
That's better from Brighton. Just with this break in play. More football to tell you about from the Amex on Saturday. It's Women's International, England versus Montenegro. It's here live on Saturday, so grab your tickets and support England women if you're not heading up to Barnsley for the first team game.
Yep.
Back in play again with Hunt down the right-hand side. Just comes in field looking for options. Sweeps it right-footed to the centre-back who looks long. Looking for Muitt more and more. That's a great ball. Drawing applause from the crowd. Muitt dances in field. Finds the centre-back Dallison again. And back to Muitt. Oh, he skidded over there, is he? And that's a little unlucky on Charlton.
Yeah. He slipped and got himself a free kick, didn't he? Maguire-Drew.
Neat again from Muitt. Always wanting the ball, prepared to get in behind the fullback, drop deep and pick it up, come in field.
He's a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. He's tracked back a couple of times to help his fullback.
And perhaps Charlton should be wary of him here, although they are going to mark him now. It's just looking, he looked free on the right-hand side for a second. What can they make of this free kick? Decent strike, straight at the keeper.
Yeah. Put his cap on that one, didn't he? Nice technique, but not enough pace and enough bend on it to bother Beeney.
Beeney has now been tested by Mackail-Smith. Putting some work in this first half. Broken with Courtney Richards in centre midfield. Muitt, back it goes. Neat from Ray, Muitt and Hunt combining well down the right-hand side. Hunt passed his man well. Richards out to the left for Chicksen. Mackail-Smith dropping deep to get involved. Chip ball over the top. Oh, just hit Maguire-Drew on the back.
He's unlucky.
It was the right ball. He was looking over the top and he played it well.
Oh, keeper didn't expect that.
Charlton have just looked more and more confident as the half has worn on. They've got some clearly some technically very sound players, and been impressed with them at the back as well. As I said, the two centre backs look quite robust. They're strong. They're positionally good. Here comes Charlton again. Oh, that was a poor pass, and Ankergren will clear his lines, although he'll take his time about it and almost put himself in a tight spot. Although he'll say he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, they all do, don't they?
Long ball for Mackail-Smith. He's offside as he tried to flick it on, so Charlton will have another free kick. About 6 or 7 minutes from the break. Still Brighton 0, Charlton 1. That goal from Gerard separating the two sides when Charlton broke 5-on-1. Centre-backs play it between each other. Evina keeps it in well down the left-hand side and looks to come in field, but that was well read. Now Mackail-Smith back down the right-hand side for Starkey. Starkey looks over the top. Asmundsson, he did well, nodded it back in field. Mackail-Smith, he got a touch on it. You can see what he's trying to do, but just couldn't get there. Courtney Richards has won it back. Bit rushed on that occasion from Muitt. Brighton win the ball back and build again. Oh, that's poor. Charlton look long. Parzyszeck comes out for Koch, drives it. Ankergren had that well covered, and it's a goal kick for Brighton.
And Dallison just holding his hand up and apologising. Again, it's that straight ball, was it? You know, if you haven't made eye contact with the midfield player that's coming short to get it, Steve, then you've got problems on your hands. First and foremost, you need to look up, need to see that he's looking at you. Then you can give it to him. Then you can give the information that you either want it back, or he can turn, or he can knock it off one touch.
As you say, it's all about communication.
Yeah,
They need to. They're still learning at this level.
Absolutely.
And that's noticeable from watching the first team games that they, they are sort of still very much developing, and you can sort of audibly hear the players communicating so much on a first team match day. So they're still learning. They maybe want to rush it a little bit at this level and try and force the play.
That's it. That is the words. Force it when you don't need to. And sometimes you've got to stop, put your foot on it, come round, change the angle a little bit, and start again.
Chicksen comes in field for Ray. And he scuffs an attempted pass to his fullback. So Koch brings it away and he curls it out to the right-hand side. Chicksen's dealt with that well, though. Watched it all the way, and he's found Asmundsson. But again, that's what we're talking about, just rushing it slightly.
That was the perfect one. As Chicksen thumped it into Asmundsson, he should give him a message there of, turn, because he had no one near him.
Yeah,
if Asmundsson hasn't looked, then he needs information. If he does look, he can turn himself. Just little things like that,
As half-time approaches, Brighton have it on the right-hand side with Robert Hunt. Comes in field and plays a delightful little ball over the top for Starkey. Starkey
needs to get it on his left.
Gets it on his left foot and then swings in the cross, although too deep for the three in the box. Mackail-Smith amongst them. Just looks a little bit disappointed with the delivery, although he did well to get down the right-hand side and come back in field onto his left.
Just looking at Maguire-Drew there, he's having a bit of a limp up at the moment. He's just jogged out the box, not moving particularly well, just flexing his ankle. Not sure if he went over on it at all.
And there's also a problem with the match ball, which has been returned. Referee was just having a look at it. Might have a puncture. It's a Charlton goal kick. Jordan Beeney to take. Goes short. And a long crossfield pass. That's
a difficult one,
that was telegraphed from a long way out as well.
If you're going to play them, you've got to play them. If you're centre half, you've got to play them from the middle of the pitch, really. When you're over the other side, and it's got to be hell of a ball. We see Matthew Upson do it a little bit, but he can ping it sort of from the left centre half position right out wide here to someone like Will Buckley. But when you're right over the other side there, almost in the right back position, that's a difficult ball to play.
Especially as the fullback can see it from a distance, so he can shuffle back into position.
You're spot on. By the time it's travelled 60 yards, you can move 40 and just cut it out, which he did. Hunt, he done, got his position right. Didn't really need to mark the winger, did he? Stayed completely wide.
Here's Asmundsson. Comes back in field to him, although he was sold a little short, and Charlton will look to break with Daniel out to the left-hand side. Evina's going to do well to keep this in, and he can't. So Brighton have the throw. Hunt to take. Muitt was down the line, but I don't think he wanted it there. Asmundsson battling for it. He's done really well. Mackail-Smith might get onto this and does. Looking to burst between the centre-back and the full-back, and it's been cleared only to Muitt, though. He looks up, finds a cross, but it didn't clear the first man. It's bounced off the Charlton man and out for Chicksen. Plays it to the inside left position for Richards and back in field for Starkey. And that's a great ball out to the left, where the space was. Chicksen swings it in.
Good ball.
Oh, and the keeper lost it, and I think Mackail-Smith wanted a corner. I'm not sure. The referee certainly wasn't looking there.
And I think that, to be fair to the official, just have a look at this, he could finish this.
Asmundsson! Oh, just wide.
Tried to paste it in, didn't he? Yeah, just going back to that instant there, it's difficult for the official to see. It was right for a group of players, the other side of the post. He might have struggled to see it from this distance.
And I think it was one of those where the goalkeeper was they were expecting him just to collect it.
And he was covering it, so the linesman
he might have just turned away for a second.
Yeah.
But then Brighton didn't stop, came back, and it came to Asmundsson on the edge of the box. As you say, just tried to place it into that bottom corner, and good technique, just didn't quite get the direction. Goal kick to Charlton. Oh, neatly flicked on. Charlton have it on the right-hand side with Gerard, the goal scorer. He looks to come out to the left where there's bags of room for Koch. Controls it well. Can he whip it in? He can. Ankergren comes out.
Done well.
Did really well. There was a group of players there and he wanted it, made it his.
He's not really been called upon since the goal, has he? You know, it's been mainly possession by Brighton. And Charlton really looking to get on the counter like they got their first goal. But since the goal, I don't think Ankergren's really had a lot to do.
Oh, the clearance has bounced straight to Charlton here.
A bit to do now.
Oh, and he skipped round his man and a real chance to make it too. And he's fired it over the crossbar. Did everything right up until the finish.
Yeah, now that's the one you could just, you know, that's when you get in that position, what have you got? What technique? He's just frustrated himself. He's kicking the ground now. But that's where you keep a cool head, see where the goalkeeper is, and you just stroke it past him as like a pass, really, a bit like Asmundsson like to do, and put it in the corner. He just saw the whites. He just saw the whites of the post there, Silva, and he's gone for power. And it's not always about that. Sometimes it's about technique when you get yourself in them positions. But again, he can sit and watch that, and he can go on the training pitch tomorrow whenever he's training again next, and he can replicate that, can't he? He can, you know, get some players to roll the ball into him, take it past, get himself in that position, and do a different technique, do a different selection of finish. Should have done better there, the lad.
Yeah, Sho-Silva quite a similar player. They're both wearing 7 tonight, but similar to James Muitt. He's full of pace and has looked to attack Chicksen every opportunity. And he
has done, yeah.
He skipped round his man with ease there. When actually he could have been surprised that the ball had been presented to him because it was a clearance. I don't think he was expecting it, but did well apart from the finish. Although Charlton come again, and it's up in the air in the area, and flicked away. Chicksen did well. Charlton still have it, looking for a second just before the break. Partially cleared, comes out to the edge and a curling shot over the crossbar and a goal kick once again to Brighton.
Well, just as we said, weren't involved that much. All of a sudden, it's been 2 or 3 efforts around the Brighton, or in the Brighton last third.
Commentator's curse, Bob.
Yep, afraid so. It does happen.
And that was Jack Munns with the shot for Charlton, who's I think he's one of the smallest players on the pitch, but he's been busy in this first half. Yeah. Good in possession, has kept Charlton ticking over.
He's tiny, isn't he?
It's nice to see, though, that you get the smaller, more technically gifted players, because there's a lot of pure athletes out there. But it's good to see players like that being brought through.
Well, you've got to have something a little bit different if you're small. You know, you've either got to be technically really good, that you can stay on the ball, you can get past players, or you can pick people out. You know, you've just got to, because otherwise you are going to get a little bit bullied. You know, we used to have a little player, didn't we, called Deen who's still playing his trade at Orient. You know, just got something a little bit about him, a little bit of devilment. You know, a little bit of, just call him Mr. Angry. You know, he used to strut around, didn't he, and that type. So you have to be a little bit special if you're slightly smaller.
Charlton have it in the left full-back position. It's a long ball. Controlled really well.
And then by Raya, that was brave.
Yeah, Ray put his head in there, and lucky they're both okay. Daniel for Charlton, just looking a little dazed after that, but Charlton will continue with Evina taking the throw, and that is half-time. Brighton 0, Charlton 1. Harry Gerard's goal, the difference. Bob, views on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, just got caught on the sucker punch from our own corner, really, and they broke extremely quick, Charlton. As you said, it ended up 5-on-1, and they took the goal well. But after that, Brighton have come back into the game. They kept doing the positive things. Need to keep getting the ball to Muitt, I think, because he's been the real positive link, and he's got things in and got the ball into Craig. Craig's moving around quite well, but most of them are still popping it around. Took the game back to Charlton, and like I say, Ankergren's not really been that much involved in the last third, for the last sort of 20 minutes of this half. So plenty to work on for the manager, but yep, it's going okay.
Thanks, Bob. So, yep, Brighton 0, Charlton 1. Join us after the break for all of the second half. Welcome back, everyone, for the second half of Brighton and Hove Albion under-21s versus Charlton Athletic under-21s. It's 1-0 to Charlton, and Bob Booker's alongside me. Bob, that was an interesting first half. A lot for Brighton to do in the second half. Yeah, some good football played, though, like I say, and Charlton just really punishing us for our mistake at our corner not being marked up tight at the back, and they took advantage of that and got themselves 1-0 in front. But I think it was a good response from the Albion. Popped it around, played themselves. Mackail-Smith had a couple of half chances. Muitt's been really bright. So, you know, we'd like to see him continue that into the second half. It'd be nice to see if we can get Craig 90 minutes under his belt. But apart from that, we've been quite solid up until that only corner. You know, we've been winning the game. So I'm sure the manager's put his point across at half time and looking to improve on that and get ourselves back into the game. So we're ready to go. Brighton will kick us off in the second half. Floodlights are on as all the sunlight from this beautiful spring day has faded away.
That's been a nice one, hasn't it? Lovely evening for football. No wind, beautiful.
Perfect, and the pitch just looks immaculate.
Yep.
Makes me want to get down there and play myself.
I'll give you 20 minutes, mate.
Back it goes to Ankergren early in the second half, and he plays it to the centre-back, who goes long. Muitt flicks it on. Mackail-Smith, an early touch, played out to the right for Hunt. Comes infield left-footed. Finds Dallison and then Chicksen. Down the line to Maguire-Drew. Good to see him coming out for the second half. As you said, he looked like he
was limping a bit.
He was limping a little bit, but Brighton have a throw in an advanced area. Chicksen into Mackail-Smith. Neat touch from Maguire-Drew. Bursts into the box. Couldn't quite keep it. Looking to just poke it to the edge of the box there. But Charlton have given it away. Very sloppy. Chicksen. Now Mackail-Smith. And he's offside.
I should say, as he did get in that position, he looks up and crosses it. There's no one in there because he's out there on the left wing. So,
yeah, that's right. I was going to ask you in the first half actually where you see Mackail-Smith fitting into the first team when he does come back to full fitness, because Brighton tend to play with just one up top.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one for the manager because, you know, like you say, out and out, Sho is a centre forward, and you know, God forbid if he was injured, then Craig could come in. But because of that system we play with just that lone striker, it's a difficult one for Craig because we don't play off the striker. He's not really, you know, no disrespect to him, he's not a Will Buckley or a Loire. He's an out-and-out centre forward who likes to play up there and run the channels. So it could be, you know, like you say, it would be an impact from the bench or something. But if Sho was injured, then Craig could come in. So difficult one to get in the team, but one that he would I'm sure he'd like to relish him before the end of the season. So
one to watch anyway.
Yeah,
and it's good to see him coming back to full fitness for all the Albion fans.
And it is a squad game, you know. We can't keep saying no. It's been difficult because we keep saying we've got one centre forward at the moment, out-and-out centre forward in a Sho. So it is about having the squad.
Having different options if he wants to play two up top. Mackail-Smith,
absolutely,
or Hoskins as well, who's coming back
Hoskins,
to fitness.
Yeah, he's looking good at the moment. He's had a couple of runs in the development squad, so
here's
he's
Ankergren
not too far away.
With the clearance out to the right, Muitt looking to latch onto it, just a bit too high for him, and all he could do was nod it out of play for a Charlton throw. And Cedric Evina there, left full-back, he's going to take it.
You look at some of these top Premiership clubs, Steve, you know, they're blessed with like at least 4 strikers, aren't they? You know, you know,
as a minimum, generally. Yeah.
And sometimes they're only playing with one, and you know, if they play with 2, they've still got 2 on the bench. It's quite frightening, really.
Yeah, it must be quite hard to sort of manage that kind of squad when you've got very gifted footballers who just aren't getting a look in the team.
And probably them other 2 strikers, the 2 big hitters, won't even play in the reserves. You know, that's even more difficult. You know, when are they going to get games? So, like you say, managing a Premiership outfit these days is big business, and a difficult one for these managers. He's looking for the big diag here. He's right up. He's gone long.
Does, and he finds his man. Maguire-Drew just trying to chest it down for Chicksen. Couldn't find him.
There you go, just heard the shout of Turner as he's got the ball, so he knows he can do that.
Asmundsson sweeps it out to the right-hand side. That was a good ball. And Muitt, chance to attack, which he does brilliantly. coming in field, although that was blocked off. Chance for the shot. Too high. Goal kick.
Richards.
Courtney Richards just...
I think more favours his left foot, doesn't he? But got himself in a good position. Good love by Muitt.
Yeah.
He's gone high into the north stand. Let's ask for another one.
Guess that's the problem on nights like this. You takes a while to get the ball back. Although I have seen it here where the fans have kept the ball. You know, don't want to give it back.
Yeah, especially if we're winning.
And there's a few minutes to go. They'll hold on to it for all it's worth.
Or they hold it from the opposition, and then just as the opposition get the new ball, then they throw it back in. That's normally the game.
Beeney with the kick for Charlton. Flicked on, but Brighton get the ball back. And Chicksen looks forward.
Great
looking to
run,
play Mackail-Smith in behind, and that's the movement we were talking about into the channels.
It's a push.
And the referee...
He's not having it, Craig.
Looked like he was
pushed to me.
It looked like a nudge, because he was going to get there. But that's the kind of treatment they've been dishing out to Mackail-Smith. They're obviously enjoying playing against him. I want to put him to the test. I'm sure Craig's enjoying it, despite not enjoying that decision. Here's Pyke taking the throw for Charlton. They've retained possession on the right, although giving it away rather easily, and it's 3-on-3 with Chicksen looking to get back, but Charlton can break here, and there's two in the area. He's just tried to dink it in to the middle. Maybe he could have taken it on his own, but they've still got it. They've come back in field. Whipped it goals. That was a good block. Brighton eventually got the bodies back to clear it. Once again, though, it just opened up quite easily. Just one sloppy pass, and the
That's
shape.
all it takes, doesn't it? You know, even at this level, if you're not sure, then you can be punished.
Maybe Charlton will be punished themselves here with Mackail-Smith, who just turns onto his left-hand side and plays a beautiful ball in field for Maguire-Drew, and he was given offside. He's frustrated.
Great little run from Maguire-Drew there from out to in, and Craig spotted him really, really well and picked him out with his left foot. That was tight, that one. I have to say, that was tight. Didn't quite get out of his feet, Maguire-Drew, but great movement.
Yeah, Mackail-Smith, nice to... He sort of looked like he was going to go to the right, then turned back inside, spotted the pass straight away. Unfortunate to be called offside. And there's Chicksen. Finding Starkey in midfield. On the halfway line, he looks up, finds Maguire-Drew. Chicksen again. Ball in field, Mackail-Smith.
Didn't he?
He did, Mackail-Smith did well to bring that down.
He did.
Field to Courtney Richards. He's looking out to the right-hand side.
It's a good break, this.
He finds Hunt. Brighton moving forward well. And they won a corner.
Yeah, nice break.
Good to see the full-backs overlapping.
Yeah,
Muitt dropped in field.
Yeah, good movement. Nice play from Brighton. They've played some good stuff tonight. Some good change in the play, some good movement, good little triangles and give and goes and overlaps.
And obviously the manager, Simon Ireland at half-time has said, has worked on the communication as well. He said, just call for each other, let us know when we got time, because they seem a little bit tighter on that at the start of the second half. Corner swung in, it's a really good delivery, and it bounced right in front of the keeper. He didn't want to come for it.
Wow. And
it's gone out for a goal kick, and that's a missed opportunity for Brighton.
That's the ones I used to thrive on them, mate. I would have thrown my body, everything at that to put that in. I don't care how it would have gone in, I would have just absolutely buried that then. It bounced right in front of the keeper, right at the 6-yard box. Craig Mackail-Smith was there, Maguire-Drew was there, Muitt was there, and everyone just seemed to stare at it as it went through the 6-yard box. It was a great chance.
It was one of those that if a Charlton player had just flicked a leg at it, trying to clear it, it would have flown in.
Yep.
As it is, it's a goal kick, and a half chance goes begging for the Albion. Two going in for that one, and there's
that was a bit of a
head injury. That was, heard a bit of a noise from up here. There was a bit of a thud, but he's back up. Doesn't even want the physio to come on.
I just got winded for a second there. It's not wind out of his sails. Starkey.
It's always a bit of a worry, isn't it? You see two players go for it, and you think maybe he's headed the back of his head, and
That's it.
But he's okay, and Parzyszeck gives it back to Ankergren. And now Chicksen. Little triangle there. Played it between the two centre-backs, Ray and Dallison. Long ball forward. Giving it away, Courtney Richards can't win it back. Charlton playing much as they did in the first half, looking to play on the break. And here's Pyke coming in field. It might just open up. There's Munns. Really good challenge.
Tackle.
Really good challenge. Timed it to perfection. Always satisfying as a defender, those kind of tackles.
Yeah. Especially if you go to the ground, like you say, you've got to be as sure as you can be.
Starkey does well to keep it in for Chicksen, who plays it down the line for Maguire-Drew. Pokes it back in field, and Chicksen looking for Starkey again. Those three linking up well, but that pass was over here. Chicksen wins the header. Asmundsson gets it back again. Wins another throw. What can Brighton do to change it then? Second half. I mean, they're playing some nice stuff. They obviously want to get back into it. They're not in a great run of form, but the performance levels have been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been good, yeah.
Is there anything they can do to change
not really.
it, or just continue
keep
as
pressing what they're doing. I think they're being positive and going forward. You know, Craig's made a couple of good runs already. We've been hitting that ball a little bit more in the second half, the diagonal, and it's got there. But no, I think we're doing okay. I think we're pushing forward and getting into the last third of Charlton's. They've got loads of numbers back, haven't they? As I say, 2 banks of 4, the one up front there. Just keep pushing away. I think the chance will come.
Oh, neat touch from Mackail-Smith. Asmundsson comes out for Richards. Just couldn't get his pass away, and here's the issue for Brighton, because Charlton,
that's what keeps happening,
playing on the break, and they've poked it through, and there's a real opportunity to make it 2. And in the end, it was quite a poor finish.
It was.
He had 2 in the middle. He maybe got a bit stuck between a rock and a hard place. Didn't know whether to shoot.
Wrong decision, Steve, wasn't it? Like you say, he had 2 to pick out there, and he decided to go for goal and didn't really catch it at all, did he? And went straight into the keeper's hands. But again, it was a Brighton throw-in down in the last third, and we nearly got caught on a sucker punch again. So that's the thing that will be the issue. If it was me looking at the VT at the end of the game, how we shaped up at the back when we've got the ball in their last third. How's the communication at the back between the back players and the goalkeeper? All that sort of stuff.
There's Pyke for Charlton. Looking long, but not quite on the same wavelength as Sho-Silva. Ankergren wants Dallison to mop it up. She does. Played into Asmundsson. To the right for Hunt. Rather ambitious ball. I think Muitt wanted to come short and collect it from there. Hunt wanted to play it in behind. Done tremendously well to keep it in. Charlton thought they should have had a throw. Oh, and he's nipped away. The Charlton wing, he's nipped away from his man. No opportunity there, and she heard a cry of anguish there. He
frustrated with himself because he lost control of it.
Did ever so well.
That's a good ball. There's a chance here if he can just get
Muitt.
a touch there before the centre half.
Centre half did very well.
Osborne, great tackle.
Just sliding in as Muitt looked to nip it away from him in the area.
If Muitt gets like a little touch on that, just the toe end, it's a penalty because he's just going to get there slightly before him. But good recovery from the big centre half. He's a big fella, but he showed a bit of pace there because Muitt's not slow, is he?
He's not slow. He's shown that throughout the game. Willing to attack down the right-hand side. Equally comfortable coming inside off the right or attacking
He's that corner
on
again,
the wing.
Went right close to the. There it is.
Another good delivery. Mackail-Smith looking to get on the end of that one, but Charlton have cleared once again and flicked it out to the left-hand side, and could be another break here. He's free in the middle, the Charlton striker, but luckily Chicksen was there to clean it up. Did well. Daniel.
Good position from Chicksen. That was better.
Daniel was just waiting to pass it across, and they would have had a chance. Looks like Brighton are preparing a couple of changes. As win it back in the middle, but then just asking a bit too much of Muitt on the far side.
Charles Harris and Jason Davies looking to come on. Yet to find out who. No boards at reserve games. It's just going to be a verbal instruction from the line.
Oh, and there's a poor challenge as Gerard broke for Charlton.
They Ref's just going
Might
to
see
have a word.
the changes now. Yeah, he's going to.
It's a bit deliberate, wasn't it? But that's one where you take it for the team, didn't you? Because he was in, and he just
He was in.
Yeah, he just sort of body checked him and slowed the game down and took the free kick. So, what's the word there? Professionalism? Is that the word I'm looking for?
I think that's the word you're looking for. So one of the players coming off is Maguire-Drew.
Yeah. And Starkey.
And Starkey. And as you say, Charles Harris and Jason Davis both coming on, both going to get their chance. Daniel over this free kick, takes it short. Then looks to knock it in long, and there's a missed clearance and lashed in. Really, really good finish.
Centre half, Osborne.
It was a centre half. I think it was either Osborne or Lennon. Might have even been Lennon actually, the number 6 who lashed it in. It was. He's getting the congratulations.
It was a hell of a finish, wasn't it?
It was for a centre half. He thumped it into the roof of the net.
You know, I think it was might have been Dallison that sort of swung it a little bit, didn't he? He didn't really clear lines. Well, it might even been Raya, but he swung it really, and he didn't get a good connection. It just fell nicely to Lennon,
yeah,
and he dispatched it like a centre forward, really, didn't he?
He did. It was an emphatic finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
No chance for Ankergren. Brighton 0, Charlton 2. And that's not what you want to see as if you're Charles Harris or Jason Davis. You just come on to try and get the goal to get you back in it, and immediately 2 down without having a touch of the ball. But let's see if those fresh legs will give fresh impetus to this this Brighton side.
Oh, it's unlucky. Didn't quite get there.
Yeah, they were looking in behind. They've looked for that ball, as you say, quite a lot second half.
Yeah.
They've obviously identified that at half-time, in behind Evina. Muitt's got an opportunity.
Try and get in there. Ball boys over the far side, having to sit down and not getting the ball too quick from Muitt, so he's had extra work to do. You all right, lad? You just sit there, I'll get it.
Here comes the throw. Phil Richards flicking it on. Put away by Charlton. They've actually played really well tonight, Charlton. They're behind Brighton in the Development League table in 8th place. Although they've played 2 games less, they're 4 points back. But it's not really shown tonight. They've put in a good performance.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, no, they've been decent. I've been impressed with both teams, the way they've gone about the business and really tried to pass it. But Charlton just really capitalising on a couple of mistakes from the Albion.
And there could be another opportunity on the break here. Out to the right-hand side. Parzyszeck. Ooh, goal kick. Just.
They've had no real moves where they've really got in behind us and had us running back as such. You know, it was the breakaway from the corner, and you know the defender there just swinging his foot trying to get the clearance. Just little technical things that have caused their own problems and got themselves 2-0 down. So.
No, I think you're right. I think the defence, Hunt, Dallison, Ray, and Chicksen have been solid. But it's really the midfield. They're looking good going forward, but just when they're facing the other way, there's a bit too much of a gap, and they're maybe not getting back as quickly as they could.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's Chicksen.
He's looked quite tired tonight, hasn't he, Chicksen? Going about his business. There's that big die again. Again, that's a difficult one from when you're in the left back position. Now, if you're in the centre of the pitch and you do that, you get it in behind. But right from out here, that's a good tackle.
Crunching challenge. Right, I'm just trying to box them in a little bit here, and they've done well. Just putting the pressure on. I think that was Muitt who's come over to the left-hand side. He really has. He's going to be exhausted after the game. And they've just pulled him out to the left-hand side to have a go at a different fullback. And he's won the header there, and he's going to pick up the second ball as well. Although barged in the back, substitute Charles Harris picks it up. I think it's the other substitute on the far side, Jason Davis, who's now going to have a run. And he's bent in the cross, and it's fallen to Mackail-Smith. 2-1.
Yeah, that'll make him feel good. Well done, son. Well done, Craig. That was just what the lad needed,
Yeah, really nice finish.
Yeah, great finish. Got a second bite here, didn't he?
He did. He showed his predatory instincts there, because again it was a
nice
defensive error. He wasn't maybe not expecting it to come to him, but he was alert, alive, and he
yeah, difficult one to take as well, because it was always on the rise, wasn't it? It wasn't the one that was coming down. The defender was closing in. Lennon was closing him, and he just managed to get over the top of it and just put his right foot through it. Goalkeeper powered it into the roof of the net, brought it back to 2-1. So that'll make. I'm pleased for Craig, because that's just what he needed. And, you know, a couple of these games, you just feel like, yeah, I'm working hard, but even to get a goal at this level, it just, you know, and it get a couple of headlines with that tomorrow in the Argus, and that'll make him feel a little bit better. You know, I'm on the way back. I've scored a goal. You know, I'm doing okay. So
yeah, just
really
give him that little confidence boost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Really good finish, and Brighton, as you say, brought it back to 2-1, and well, we've got an exciting last 25 minutes or so in store here.
Plenty to play for at the moment.
There's Pyke, back it goes, and forward towards Sho-Silva. Comes in field. Charlton looking to restore their 2-goal lead instantly, and it's Munns busy again in midfield. Shooting chance, drives it goal. Knocked a player over that.
Yeah. Great block from Hunt, I think it was.
He's just rubbing his lower back.
Was it Hunt or was it Dallison? That was Dallison.
It was Dallison there.
I get it right, it was Raya.
It is difficult to see up here in the gods.
Lads, they all look so similar.
I try and use the boot colours, because you know you get all these fluorescent boots nowadays.
Don't talk to me about that. It's my pet hate.
I'm with you. I'm with you. What's wrong with a nice black pair of boots? I used to love. Yeah, Mackail-Smith.
Yeah.
Here's Muitt dancing into the area. Still wants to keep running and wins a corner for his side.
Pushing on now, the Albion.
Fans enjoying his performance. Maybe Oscar Garcia will be too. Might get a chance at some stage. Not this season, perhaps, but Muitt's one to watch.
All the relevant information will go back through the youth development squad, through the coaches, through the stats, through the.
The corner, it's going to come out on the far side. Mackail-Smith, you can see he's hungry for it. So leave the ball to me. Inside the area, neat turn, flicked across, but Munns can clear, and this is where Brighton have got to be careful, because Charlton have caught them on the break a few times.
Good recovery.
They look long and out to the right. It was a good ball. Asmundsson is there to intercept. And Charles Harris as well, a substitute back there to mop up. Ankergren wants a little spell out on pitch. Plays it forward, and there's an offside flag.
A bit busy. Big game for the first team, isn't it? Coming up.
It is, yeah. That's tomorrow night. First team in action tomorrow night, Ewood Park versus Blackburn. Not on a great run, as we know, at the moment, but still very much in the playoff picture. Full commentary available on Seagulls Player, of course. Charlton have it on the right. Pyke's just lost it with a sloppy bit of control, and then he's little shirt pull, and then Chicksen.
I'll have a soak in the bath and listen to that one tomorrow night. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. I might do similar. But yeah, as you say, big game for the first team. They need to get amongst the goals, get back to winning ways, or probably more importantly, just not lose tomorrow night.
Absolutely, just getting another performance. And listen, you know, it's been a fantastic season. You know, even where we are at the moment, you know, we're still sitting up there. There's a little bit of work to do, but it's been a good. I think it's been a good progressive season for the manager that came in late to the team, and you know the way things happened at the end of the last season. So, you know, and he'll want to get his own pre-season underway and
definitely
really put his mark on the team and the squad. So,
and the injuries he's had as well. We're talking about Mackail-Smith coming back. He's not been available pretty much all season. Hoskins as well. We talked about, you know, having maybe only one frontline striker, having to rely on some lone players.
You don't build your team in the way you want to play just in a season. It takes longer than that. You know, it doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort putting the squad that you want together.
And here is that man, Mackail-Smith.
Man's frustration, and everything, but it's not a 5-minute wonder job. It takes time.
There's that ball in behind.
That's a great
and a
ball.
decent cross. Oh, and a good save from the keeper, and he collects it at the second time of asking.
Brilliant.
Really good delivery from the right.
Great ball in.
Yeah, they've been looking for that ball, and it's exactly as you said, Bob. It came from the centre rather than a big crossfield pass. It's from the centre over the top. It reached the man.
Yeah, get there, yeah.
Had the distance.
Even if it just sort of runs out over the fullback head and goes out for a throw-in, it's still not a bad ball because you've now pinned the defence, you turn the defenders, they're back running towards their own goal, they're in the corner.
Yeah.
You take the throw-in and you work the thing from there in the last third.
And Brighton look to attack again. Here's Chicksen. Wants a short ball, finds it, but flicked infield first time for Mackail-Smith, and he couldn't get there. Chicksen takes the throw.
In my days when I used to play at Sheffield United with Dave Bassett, and he played predominantly the long ball game, and if he was a back four player and you fell short and didn't get over defenders' head in training, you went down, you done 20 press-ups. So you'd rather go long. Here's a chance.
Mackail-Smith tapping it, Phil Muitt, good strike. Oh, flicked away. The Charlton defender was alert as Brighton looked to tap it in. Second time of asking, but good play. Mackail-Smith held it up. Good drive.
Nice.
Good save from Beeney.
Yeah, it was. Didn't really push it out as wide as he'd like because someone should be sniffing in there for a tap-in, but he managed to parry it down.
They've reacted really well to going 2 goals down.
Exactly, that's what a goal does for you, doesn't it? Just gives you a little bit of lift, you know.
Yeah.
Strange that they've changed the corner because
it was the in-swinger before, it's now the out-swinger. There it comes, that's a decent delivery though as well. Almost trying to force it in, comes out to Richards and he snatches at it, and it's a goal kick. Yeah,
I was just saying, like in the middle of training, like if you was a full-back or centre half and you went for that big diagonal and you didn't get it over the full-back's head, or at least go out for a throw-in, he was down and done 20 press-ups within the training session. You need to be doing that for an hour and a half. But he just wanted you what he called a reacher, you know. And it was a long ball game, but the stats, the more you got the ball forward and got it wide and got it in, the more chance you had of scoring.
Yeah. And
that's how it worked. And you know, we got back-to-back promotions with it, so it can happen. It can work.
It can certainly work. There's many different ways to play the game.
Yeah.
See the sort of the short passing game that's been kind of made popular by the most famous teams like Barcelona, that kind of thing. Lots of teams have wanted to follow that model, but Brighton very much like to play that passing game. But it's nice to see them mix it up a little bit as well. So they've got pace to get in behind. So.
Yeah. I think you're right. The mixing is the right word. You know, we want to have a certain style of play, but if you can change it now and again and catch the opposition out with the odd long ball and get it into good areas, and if you're turning the defence, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a decent ball. You know, if you've got them running back towards their own goal, you can turn it into a positive. Then squeeze in, then stop their back four turning and playing it out. You might get a corner or throw in the last third, and you play from there. Oh,
Chicksen there. His throw just slipped, but
that's a great ball.
Really good pass through for Mackail-Smith, and he's whipped it in first time. It's the right idea.
Yeah.
Trying to find Jason Davis, who's some good pressure on the full-back there. But Harry Lennon, scorer of the second goal, just cleared it up, and then I think it's Cedric Evina, the left full-back, who's just gone down after the pressure from Davis of Brighton. A few players just having a little stretch out the calves.
Yep.
It has been fairly high tempo tonight. Quite a lot of toing and froing. You know, you attack, then we'll come at you.
Yeah, big pitches as well. Big pitch.
It is. It must be.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest, closest to Wembley, I think. Don't quote me on it, but size-wise, it's more or less on the limit there.
It's good for the development squad, the under-21s, to get a chance. It's all part of the plan, I guess, to sort of get them to play here, get used to the size of the pitch.
Definitely, and the surroundings really as well, albeit empty. At least you're in this atmosphere. It's imagine it being with 28,000. It's your first game. It can be quite daunting, but that's what you're aiming for, really. That's where you want to be. That's the goal, you know. I want to be playing here in the first team with a full stadium and scoring a winning goal. Yeah. That's got to be the dream of someone like James Muitt, or something like that. Played really well.
Taken the throw here. Sorry to interrupt you, Bob. They took the throw. I think Charlton felt they'd put it out for the injured player, and Brighton just continued. And Oh,
I
they're
don't
not
think
happy
they've done that
about it.
deliberately, Steve. I think they just lost their way, and they thought it was there.
There's Muitt, and it comes. Oh, and they've kept it in here, and there's maybe a shooting chance on the volley. No, that's drifted wide.
Yeah, the ref was always
for a
going to
goal
give it.
kick,
The ref was always going to give it for a goal kick there, wouldn't he?
Making
Just to level
amends.
it up. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think Brighton genuinely thought that Charlton had just lost possession and put it out on the far side, but
because of the breaking play, it just got forgotten, didn't it? And
yeah.
like you say, normally they wouldn't have done that deliberately, not to
of course.
to cause any animosity against Charlton.
But that would have been a talking point had there been a
Lucas
goal at that point.
Absolutely, yeah. Now I would have been a little bit upset. You can understand it.
The kick from Beeney goes into touch. And Brighton have the throw on the halfway line. Long for Mackail-Smith, who holds it up and flicks it in field really well. Richards just struggles to get a foot on it.
Craig's up to the 75-minute mark now, so that's good. More minutes.
Yeah, more minutes under his belt and a goal as well. He's actually, I think, very promisingly looked sharper as the game's gone on. Looked increasingly sharp rather than really fading, which is obviously good to see. Mackail-Smith, don't think he meant that, but little thigh control in field for Asmundsson. Now Richards helps it on, and Hunt, the fullback, gets involved too. Back he goes. And that's neat from Brighton, although little first time flick didn't quite come off, and Charlton looked to counter. Well, I think Brighton have learnt from the mistakes. I mean, Charlton have broken a couple of times in this second half, but Brighton have been able to sort of close that gap between midfield and defence, I think.
Yeah, tightened up a little bit, haven't they? Took a bit of a whack there.
Well, Charlton are going to play on. Muitt, it was, who's come out to his left-hand side, who felt that he'd been caught.
The right back, Pyke, he's holding his head as well, so I don't think there's anything deliberate in it.
Accidental collision there.
If there was, we don't want him getting booked, do we? Pyke, you might not remember his name. Excuse the pun. Or I might not tell him his name.
Here's Chicksen. Charlton preparing their first substitute of the evening. As Brighton search for an equaliser, 2-1 down here at the Amex.
That's a good ball.
Really nice searching ball from centre to left. And Charlton are on the break, and here they come. Oh, he couldn't quite get over the finish. That was Gerard's score of the first goal. Yeah. Maybe saw the net bulging for a second time there, but just snatched at it.
Charlton about to make a substitution.
Yeah, looks like Banjuka, who's going to come on. We'll wait to see who he replaces. Not an easy call, because actually most of them have acquitted themselves quite well for Charlton.
Yeah, it might be a tactical one, mate. It's like the two Brighton substitutions. You know, you want to give players some minutes.
Yeah, freshen
game,
things up
if you can. You know, so anybody who comes off shouldn't be too disappointed. You've had your bit, and now you just want to give someone else a chance. It's nothing personal, I'm sure.
Well, that's a neat take, and the shot low. Look at a bit of swerve on it, but not enough power or direction really to trouble Ankergren from Daniel.
They can be awkward, them ones, can't they? Just skip up in front of you, especially on a dewy night as the temperatures drop and there's a bit of zip on the pitch.
And these modern footballs as well, they're often a bit lighter. Absolutely, and they do swerve maybe last minute sometimes if you catch it right.
Yep. Not like the ones we used to have with laces in them. They did hurt. I never played with them, I'm only joking. I'm not that old.
What was it like then, Bob, playing in front of 20,000, 30,000 people?
Oh, you can't beat it. You know, it's a buzz, isn't it? You know, especially if you're winning or you're scoring or
the roar of the crowd when you score.
Yeah, it's just you can't. It's moments you can't take away in a player's career when things like that happen. It just gives you a hell of a buzz. You know, great sense of achievement and pride. And
as you say, this is what most of these players here are aspiring to. They want to play in front of this wonderful stadium.
Yeah.
Packed to the rafters as it is most weeks.
Yeah. You know, and the crowd singing your name, you know, something like that, it just makes you feel very, very proud and privilege to be on a football pitch.
Another break in play here as Charlton player gets treatment. Not sure if it's cramp or if he's got a genuine injury. Let's hope it's the former.
He's checking his hamstring by the what the physio's doing at the moment. That sort of movement is just sort of checking either the hamstring or the knee joint, just opening the knee joint up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's quite near the pitch. I'm sure they could just roll him straight off if he's capable.
Yeah. Well, they were preparing a substitution anyway.
Yeah.
In fact, that substitute has come on, and
Gerard's come off.
It was Gerard, yeah, scorer of the first goal, has come off, and Banjuka is on. Just a reminder then that season tickets for next season on general sale from tomorrow, Tuesday the 1st of April, and full details on seagulls.co.uk. Brighton could, of course, be in the playoffs and feasibly in the Premier League, although it's a long way away yet.
Yeah, you never know, can you, mate? You know. This stage to go, not in the games. You've only got to hit a little bit of form late on, and the others. It's happened, doesn't it? You know, we've seen it happening in leagues, and the timing of winning games and getting promotion and getting in the playoffs. All of a sudden, someone who's just outside just steps in and becomes a late runner. You know, it might be us. You never know. You
never know. It's about momentum. Brighton haven't got it at the moment, but if they win tomorrow night and then Barnsley on Saturday.
Well, again, you know, we slipped up on Saturday, but a lot of teams around us, you know, the odd draw here and there. Everyone's just feeling the pressure up there at the moment, and
it's almost like no one wants sixth place.
Yeah, the longer the season goes on and the closer it gets, you know, that's pressure. That's pressure even for footballers, you know, and pressure for managers and. Pressure, you know, everybody wants instant success, and it doesn't happen like that.
Charlton have a free kick here from the right-hand side. You got Munns over it.
There it is.
In fact, it was Daniel who whipped it in, but Charlton, like Brighton in the first half, didn't clear the first man, and Brighton now can break with it on the right-hand side. They've got some bodies forward here. Oh, it's a good ball in field, misjudged by the defender.
Oh, he's put it behind him.
He's put it behind him, as you say, when he was looking to have it in front of him so he could maybe whip over a first-time cross, because they did have a few in the middle. Brighton have retained possession, though, with Chicksen.
Mackail-Smith looked like he was lined up for one of them spectacular overhead kicks. I'm not sure what game it was, but I remember him doing one.
That was Burnley away, that absolute stunner.
Like, so you've done your homework, Steve. It was a great finish, wasn't it? It really was a good finish. He looked like he was lining that up again.
I remember that one well. Charlton are going to make another
behind
change
him, wasn't it, when he hooked round and smashed it in.
It's one of those you just know when you've hit it, you connected perfectly.
Yeah.
Well, I think it might be Pyke, the fullback, who's limping off here to be replaced by Brandon Hanlon. It is. Levander Pyke's off. Let's hope he's okay. Had a good game, the fullback. Free kick from the left.
That's
really good delivery.
That's all it needs, a touch. Unlucky. Richards
just over the bar.
That's the free kick, Steve, where you miss the front man. And all you need is a touch, and all Courtney Richards had to do, which he did, was just help it on, and he just probably put a little bit too much on it, but it was finding its way to the far corner, and the pace is on the free kick. All you need to do is get a little connection, which he did. Great effort.
That's what we've been waiting for, that pace and bend, and
that's it.
Charlton defence all at sea as Richards ghosted in, but just couldn't find the corner. Brighton still hunting for that equaliser. 2-1 down with 8 minutes to go here at the Amex. Muitt had a slightly quieter second half, which is understandable, the amount of work he put in first half. But he
back and got that one.
Still wants it, though. Gets a round of applause for his endeavours. Ankergren lays it out. The sense back infield it goes. Charles Harris, the substitute, turns away and then looks out to the right-hand side. Couldn't quite reach his man, though. Brighton have the throw. On the right-hand side is a chance for trying to get at Charlton, but Harry Lennon.
He's quick for a big fella, isn't he, Lennon?
He is.
Yeah,
Covered the ground well.
Yeah.
He will remember this game for that spectacular goal he scored in this this second half. I bet he doesn't score many like them, although I might be doing him a disservice. Goes for Mackail-Smith. Good idea, just trying to flick it through first time. Charlton have cleared it. It's going to come to Chicksen, who could keep that in if he wanted to, but no, he lets it run out. Take the throw. Muitt drives it across first time. Mackail-Smith, desperate to get there. Chicksen waited. The ball to come onto his left foot. Does
Great
well.
ball.
Good delivery. Unlucky, yeah. Yeah, Chicksen's certainly done himself no harm, as you say. He's got forward well.
Yeah, it's been nice and solid. He's kept good shape, good covering position. Anything that's been down this side and snuffed anything out down the right-hand side, to be fair. So, yeah, he can be pleased with what he's done tonight.
It's so important in the modern game, isn't it, to have a fullback like Chicksen, who's quick, who's athletic, who can get forward, because the role has changed somewhat, I think, in recent years.
If you can, if you've got a quick one and you can put him there, you know, pace is massive these days in football, isn't it? You know, if you've got a bit of ability to go with it and you can mix the two together, you can be a force.
There's Hanlon, the substitute, and there's Chicksen again with a solid challenge, although a slightly wayward pass. Asmundsson collects, and then they look long for Mackail-Smith, just too far ahead of him. And another Charlton player maybe holding his hamstring, but actually looks okay. Just thought he tweaked his hamstring, the centre-back Osborne there.
Well played.
That was neat. Stepped in field with his man. Chicksen looks long again. Mackail-Smith still full of running. Great to see with just 5 minutes to go.
So that's a better ball. You know, at least it's over the defender's head.
Yeah.
And we've got a throw-in out of it. You know, if it fell short and they get possession, at least drop there in the last third, you've got a chance of doing something about it.
Oh, unlucky. Mackail-Smith looking to just dance past two on the.
He's still moving well there, wasn't he? At 86 minutes, Craig there.
Yeah, really good to see.
Yeah.
Really good to see. And as you say, we'll get some positive write-ups for tonight, and rightly so. And back amongst the goals, which is exactly why he's in the team, to get minutes, but to get his confidence back.
It's probably the sharpest I've seen him, and I've seen him in probably about 3 of these games now, and possibly 4. But tonight looks about, you know, if he's the best he's looked.
Ankergren out there to snuff out the danger. Good header there. It was Dallison. One of Dallison or Ray anyway, who with a towering header, but Mackail-Smith just loose pass. And Charlton win a throw down this right, preparing to make their final change.
Asamoah's coming on.
Asamoah's coming on indeed. And time running out for Brighton to get this equaliser. As you said at the start, it's more about performance than result.
Done enough to get something out of it, though, Steve, for me.
They have. Definitely, they came back really well after going 2-0 down, after a defensive mistake, and seeing a centre-back lash in a finish like that, heads may have dropped, but
it just bubbled to him and he's put it in.
Oh, that's good football. Mackail-Smith, he's been caught, wants to take it quickly, does take it quickly. Muitt down the left-hand side, still wanting to get at his man, flicks it infield. Mackail-Smith, oh, he's given that away. He's really frustrated with himself as well.
Yeah. I thought he was a bit blinded there. The ref sort of ran across him just as he went to play it, and he didn't see the Charlton defender.
He kept it in though, and
Richards!
Oh, just wide.
Just helped it along, didn't he? Richards got himself forward.
It didn't look. I think he's given offside in the middle, the assistant on the far side. I think he indicated for it, but it was bent in really nicely, and
he just carried it on, didn't he? Just carried the whole thing on, and just went past the post.
It was close. It's a goal kick. It was. It's good to see at this stage of the game. Few of them desperate to get in there and get an equalising goal for their team.
Handball.
There's a handball, and Richards pushes his man out the way, desperate to get it back. We've got an exciting finale here at the Amex. Brighton 1, Charlton 2. Charlton led 2-0. Goals from Gerard and Lennon, and then Mackail-Smith pulling Brighton back into it, but It's going to have one final change. Asamoah is the man who's coming on. Just waiting to see who's making his way off. Koch coming off. Asamoah on, hasn't got long to make an impression.
No, not really. Time he gets over there, he'll nearly be there, I think.
Maybe he's still dreaming of taking on 3 or 4 and sticking in a 30-yarder to seal the game for Charlton, though. That would be making an impression with 1 or 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Done well to keep that in, Brighton. Lennon just smashing it away. Munns has it in the centre, pivots away from his man. Nice footwork.
Got held back there, ref didn't see it.
He did.
Yeah.
Throwing goes Charlton's way rather than the free kick Brighton wanted. And we're into added time now. Richards. Oh, does ever so well. And once again, the referee did that once in the first half. It just got poked through and Brighton thought they were away there. So, Bob, who's been your man of the match this evening? Who's really stuck out for you?
Well, there's been some good performances. I mean, you know, I'd say most of the teams put a real good shift in. But we spoke about him early on in the first half, and he was really, really positive. I'm going for James Muitt tonight for me. I think he's really been really positive. He's worked so hard. He's had a couple of attempts on goal. He's back there now in the left back position. He looks absolutely exhausted, but he's still having a go. So he's getting my vote tonight, Steve. James Muitt.
I think that's a really good call, Bob, because he, as you say, first half he was Brighton's standout player.
Yep.
Second half he hasn't had as much of the balls he would have liked, but he's still impacted the game, and he's done everything he's had to do positively, and mainly he's worked very hard indeed. He'll sleep well tonight.
That's it. He'll go home, you know, and you might watch some of the footage tomorrow on when he got the ball and when he didn't have the ball as well, and he can have a look at that and dissect it and sit down with one of the coaches and go through it and see how he can improve and really push on. So good positive night from him for me tonight. Done really well.
Well, it does look as if it will end in defeat for Muitt and the Albion. Ankergren, long ball forward flicked on by Mackail-Smith. I've spoken too soon because there's a good drive.
Good effort.
Beeney couldn't take it first time. I just had to pat it down. That was a good hit.
Yeah, it was. Took it early, didn't it? Just come on the drop, and anything low, I think it might have caused Deen a bit of a problem. But it was a nice height for him, but it had plenty of sting to it.
Back to Beeney. Drags his clearance out of play. Chicksen pops it in, good chest control from Mackail-Smith, looking over the top. But once again, Lennon, who's probably been Charlton's best player, or certainly one of them, Lennon, the centre-back.
Yeah.
Beeney's going to clear, and this could be the close to the final action of what's been an entertaining game between these two at the Amex. Asmundsson keeps possession. Brighton looking long now, just desperate to get it forward. And they've won a throw. Muitt still there, still desperate to...
He's even doing the ball boy's job now.
Yeah. Fill in several roles. And a long ball knocked in.
That could be interesting if you get a knockdown.
Oh, and Brighton felt they could have had a penalty. It was probably more from the crowd down there than the players.
There's about 200 or 300 down, and I believe we've got a 500 plus listening on the I'm watching on the player tonight, so thank you for them for joining, and I hope you've enjoyed the game as much as we have. It's been exciting, I've enjoyed it, it's been some good football.
And it's still not finished yet as Mackail-Smith shrugs his man, and Mackail-Smith steps inside and bends it.
Brilliant.
Oh, wonderful end to this game. Oh, Mackail-Smith, they've mobbed him, and why not?
Wow, that's the way to end the game, isn't it? You know, we've had a few late shows down here at the Amex. The 300 crowd down the front there. I'm sure you 500 watching online would have picked that one out, because Ree was right behind it and he took it particularly well, and it just shaped up nicely. Goalkeeper was left-handed, and like you say, Steve, what a great way to finish for Craig. 2 goals, terrific.
Superb. Brighton 2, Charlton 2. That was the finish that Craig Mackail-Smith would have wanted, and the majority of these fans inside the Amex tonight and online would have wanted as well. Yeah. Superb. He just shrugged off his man, cut inside, and I think there was only one thing in his mind. He was like, I'm going to have a shot here.
That's it, bend it in. That's your headline for tomorrow on the back of the papers.
Curled it in beautifully. And that might...
And I think it's what we deserve, Steve, don't you? He's just going to blow up now, the referee. I think that's what we deserved.
Yeah.
On the performance, don't you? You know,
I'd agree. I think
Richards.
It is. Yeah, I'd totally agree. I think Brighton have thoroughly deserved the point. 2-0 down, came back almost straight away after the second Charlton goal. They never gave up hope. Made a couple of changes, and they've always been positive.
Yeah, definitely.
Charlton looked far more dangerous in the first half as well. Brighton definitely have learnt from their mistakes, but might be one last chance for Charlton here as it's launched into the area. Brighton clear it, and there is the full-time whistle. It ends Brighton 2, Charlton 2. A spectacular finish thanks to Craig Mackail-Smith's right boot, bending it past Jordan Beeney with absolute precision. Well, views on that, Bob? It was a really entertaining one.
Very entertaining, as I say. You know, we got punished early on in the game, and to be 2-0 down and come back with 2 great goals from Craig Mackail-Smith. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and the team looked like they thoroughly enjoyed getting that late goal as well, because they was really pushing for it.
Yeah. And
got it rightly so. So a lot of celebrations of the players, like you say. They all got mobbed. They all mobbed Craig, and thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks for your company tonight. Thanks for the listeners and the watchers on. Bob.
And thank you very much to you as well. Thanks everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon. Cheers.